Greetings and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to add fish to this tank. Again, thanks for joining us for this brief session. As I said before, today we're going to be adding a fish to this tank. What we're going to be adding is a wrasse to this tank. Now, this is the first wrasse that I've ever owned, and I'm hoping things will go well with it. The type I got is a social wrasse. That's the common name for it. Now, what you always want to keep in mind when getting new fish to add to your tank is the precaution of quarantining that fish. Now, I got this fish weeks ago. In fact, I got it in on the same day that I shot that fantastic LFS tour video. Now, I've had the fish not in the tank, but rather in a separate quarantine tank. I have a 13-gallon Evo nano tank that I've kept him in for, at this point, I believe it's the last 3 weeks, monitoring him, making sure that he's eating well, checking him for parasites to make sure he's clean in that way. And if I see no signs of problems with the fish after a reasonable amount of time, you can add your fish into your main display. Now, I will add that it is critically important that you do quarantine your fish. Some years ago, I made the mistake of purchasing a cold tank that seemed okay at the store, but once I got it home, within a couple of days, he was showing signs of illness, and a day after that, I lost basically half of the fish in my tank. So that's a mistake I want to avoid from this point onward, or at least from that point onward. So again, the practice of quarantining is a critical step. Now, let's get that fish and introduce him into the tank. And one thing that you want to do is to gently acclimate your fish to its new surroundings. If you've checked your water parameters and they both match between the quarantine system and your main display system, then temperature-wise, other parameters for the water, then you can just introduce them straight in. But otherwise, it's a good idea to just slowly acclimate the new fish to the water. You can do that by adding tank water to the container that the fish is in. And here, we've already done that, and we have our wrasse in here, so we're going to go ahead and introduce him into the tank. Now, one additional thing that could be kept in mind, if you're dealing with fish that may have a tendency to be aggressive or similar to some other fish in the tank, what you could do is introduce the fish after the lights go out. But because I don't anticipate a problem with this social wrasse, I'm going to introduce him in now. I could use a net, but I'm going to try and take a gentle approach and just put him in with my hand. Okay. And here we go. And he's in. So far, so good. He's looking for somewhere to hide, which is expected with a new fish, but as he becomes more acclimated and comfortable with his new surroundings, he'll as his name implies, become a little more social. Now that was just a little quick tip for introducing fish to your tank. As always, if you stuck with us till this point in the video, I want to thank you for that. If you haven't subscribed, I'd like to encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Also, give us a like. And that will help us with the YouTube algorithm and help the channel to grow. And again, my name is Ed, and thanks for watching.